Ruth Davison particularly has come up very strongly as the latest
she's
sort of
the
Tory,
leader of the Tories in Scotland, but I think she's deliberately misrepresenting Boris in a sense because she's comparing it to Christian women wearing the crucifix.
We think we should defend people wearing the burqa as much as we would defend Christian women wearing the crucifix.
But if you read what Boris Johnson wrote, he did defend women wearing the burqa and the niqab. He's compared his position with our so-called enlightened relatives in the EU, Belgium, France. They've banned the burqa and the niqab, and he's saying you shouldn't ban it. Of course, he then tossed in those two inflammatory sentences saying if you wear a burqa, you look like you're a letterbox or a bank robber.
He'd written it, he must have reread it, you know.
But I still think, 4 days on, we should be talking about the burqa. Look, it is, in my view, a symbol of the subjugation of women's rights. Now, some women would say they wear it because they want to. I suspect a lot of them are forced to by their husbands who are not very tolerant of women.
Afa, what's your feeling on what Boris Johnson has written, particularly those two? As Andrew was saying, the discussion within his piece is kind of being lost because of the sort of headline-grabbing moments. If you wear one, you turn up looking like a bank robber. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I think that was deliberate. That was to grab attention, to have people talking about what he's saying. And I break it into two parts. I think there's the motive and there's the impact. The motive, which I find very sinister, was clearly to signal to the far right that he is on their side. He is making acceptable a level of rhetoric and Islamophobia and hate, really, that we have seen rise. The evidence is very clear. Since Brexit, people are saying things and attacking people in ways they wouldn't have felt able to do before Brexit. But across the board in this country, that's happening. And that goes to the impact. You know, if you talk to Muslim women, every day they are experiencing abuse, not just women who wear the niqab or the burqa, women who wear hijabs, who just are visibly Muslim, are living with this every day. And I think that to have somebody who, until very recently, was our Foreign Secretary, encouraging that is beyond, beyond reproach.
But you don't have to be somebody in the far right to think the burqa and the niqab
this isn't how you start a debate, though.
Well, actually, but it's caused a huge debate, because if he hadn't
we probably wouldn't be talking about it, would we, for the last 2 days?
If he just stuck to his principled liberal position that women should be allowed to wear the burqa and the niqab in Britain, he wouldn't agree with the ban, nor would I.
So now he's created this
if he hadn't put those two sentences in, this debate would never have happened.
OK, so now he has put those two sentences in, and we are just discussing it. Should he come out and say, my use of the language there wasn't appropriate and I shouldn't have thrown in those? Should he apologise in some way for that?
Well, I thought he would, but clearly
he did yesterday. I think by the end of the day he would.
He's gone on holiday and he's gone away, but he
can apologise from a holiday.
Well, of course he can, but he's left trailing in his wake a huge debate and argument, and of course he's got public opinion on his side.
How many times can Boris apologise? He has a track record stretching back a decade of racist language, of language that's insulting to African people, to people in the Commonwealth, now to Muslims, you know, and it's deliberate. He writes these things. He's a masterful writer. It's not somebody who is inarticulate or not in command of their use of language. I think it's deliberate. And his strategy is to get attention, to win support on the far right, and then to apologise to keep his place.
Well, it's Steve Bannon's strategy, isn't it? That he did that with Trump, and with Boris Johnson, we know, has met Steve Bannon, so that would...
On the front page today, a very senior imam saying Boris shouldn't apologise, because let's not forget there is no theological position in the Quran saying women should be covered from top to toe. It's a creation of bullying Muslim men.
Well, it's to do with garments, isn't it? That's the phrase that's used in the Quran.
You don't advocate on behalf of Muslim women by insulting them and comparing them to bank robbers. If that's what you're trying to do, that's not how you go about it.
Sadly, we have to leave that there for the time being.